It feels like a Matchbox kind of day. Don't go away. Hello everyone and welcome to Fat Guy Productions. I am Paul, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. I feel like it's been a long time since I did a Matchbox, so today I'll be doing a custom Matchbox build. It should be a lot of fun, so let's get busy. Today I'll be starting off with a Matchbox 34B Caravette Volkswagen van. Mine's in pretty bad shape and missing its side doors, but we're going to give this casting a go. The casting is held together with a couple of tabs, one at the front and one at the back, and it can just be popped apart. In my humble opinion, this is why so many of these are missing their side doors, as the base and body are, well, jiggly. This allows the doors to slip out as they're only held in place by being trapped between the two parts. With the help of my tiny screwdriver, I'll pop one tab of the base loose from the body, and the van will just come apart. I quickly test fit the reproduction doors I ordered, and I have to be sure they will work out before moving on. This car has a base, body, wheels, glass, and of course, it should have had two side doors. The interior has a great cast-in feature, a table and a couple of benches. Very cool. The reproduction doors seem okay, so I'll clean them up a bit with a small file. These replacement parts are often made from very soft metals, so just work with a light hand here. This seems a little bit odd to me. The base is held in just with a couple of tabs, yet the glass is riveted into the body. It was common in older Matchbox toys, but it still seems odd that they used rivets for the glass and tabs for the base. After some more fidgeting with the side doors, I'll drill the two rivets to hold the glass out, so I can pull the giant glass piece out and work on it later. So, with the body finally stripped down and I'm in a happy place with the side doors, I can go ahead and run to the warm liquid goo. Bodies like this one always make for a great goo drop, and sure enough, this one's pretty epic. With the body in the goo, I can turn my attention to the base. I need to get the wheels and axles off so I can finally get this base into the stripper. It's about that time that I started getting the idea of doing a custom and a wheel swap. Anyhow, I'm going to shelve those thoughts for now, and I'm going to break out my rotary tool with a sanding drum so I can grind off the end of the axle and slip off the tires and remove the axles from the base. With the wheels and axles finally free, I can now send the base into the goo with the body. The citrus strip will take some time to work its magic, so I can futz with the glass. This glass is giant and will be super visible, so it has to look good. I'll sand all the panes smooth with a 2000 grit sanding sponge, and later I'll take it for a swim in Gauzy. I can now fish the body and base out of the warm liquid goo and then give them a good washing. Once back from the sink, I'll dry off the parts. Then, as always, I'll give them a pass with the brass bristle brush. Once everything is clean and dry, I can head for the paint booth. To paint this, I have assembled the casting to give me a good way to hold the tiny side doors. I'm going to start by painting with some white Tamiya fine primer, and then I'll let it all dry. I'm envisioning a beautiful sunset here, so I'll start by painting the entire thing lemon yellow with Tamiya paints, and then I'll let it dry on my heating lamp. Once the yellow paint is nice and dry, I'll do a very simple masking job to protect the point on the van's front. Then I'm going to do a light fade of orange on the bottom edge of the van. Once my airbrush is clean, I can pull the masking off, and damn, loving it. I really dig how the point on the front of the van breaks the fade. This is exactly what I was hoping for. With the paint completely dry, I can now bring it home with my beloved clear coat from Brightvision. This thing is really looking very, very cool. With the interior so prominent in this casting, it demands detailing. I'll start by painting the bottom of the base flat black, then I'll flip it over and start to bring the interior to life. I think some white features will look nice with the sunset paint job, so I brush on flat white Tamiya paint. While the first coat of white dries, I can try out some wheels, and I found a set that I think are going to go great here. I love these wheels for this. They just barely fit. I do need to do a bit of modifying on the axles and the back of the wheels, but in the end, I get the new shoes on and it looks great. I think the interior needs some more sparkle, so I measure out a small piece of real wood veneer so I can have a wooden tabletop. I'll use a dab of Gorilla Wood glue and I'll glue the top down to the table and boom! I'm not sure why I didn't do this sooner. it's way past gauzy time. So now I'll fix that oversight and take the sanded glass for a swim. Into the gauzy the glass goes, and then into the beloved onion saver for a nice peaceful rest. Sort of like a manatee basking in the sun. Well, I'm very happy with everything, so it's time to bring the entire project together. I'll use a couple of small dots of CA to hold the glass in place, and with as much finesse as I can muster with my big old ham fingers, I'll assemble all the tiny little fiddly bits. To help ensure the doors stay in place, I'm going to add a bit of CA at the front and back of the base to keep it from sloshing around, and hopefully that will prevent the doors from dropping out. Only time will tell if this is going to work out. So I can wrap all of this up with a bit of detail painting, and I can finally call this build done. It was fun, and yes, a bit challenging. I hope you dig it, man. Now pass the ganja and break out the surfboards. That sounded terrible. Not very hip. Okay, so I was kidding about the ganja. I pass on grass. I pass on grass. But hey, you do you. Anyhow, here's my van, the Summer of Love, or possibly Tequila Sunset, Sunrise. Anyhow, I think it looks great, and I sure hope you do too. If you did like it, please give me a thumbs up, click subscribe, and be sure to click the notification bell so you never miss one of my Matchbox builds. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them down below. Well, that's it for today. Sunsets are proof that no matter what happens, every day can end beautifully. Until next time, this is Paul from Fat Guy Productions, saying, be good.